Hi, everybody. Wonderful to see you today. It's a beautiful day. As a Reverend counselor and angel channeler, many people come to me with questions. So today I'm going to answer or share some of those questions and the answers that God and the angels have given to me. The first question that I often get is, why are we here? Why do we want to be born here on earth? What's the purpose of us coming here? The answer to this question is that we are here for the experiences to learn. People can learn by reading books, but they learn so much more by actually experiencing what they want to learn. As I've said many times before, each of our souls is a piece or part of God, that disco ball that is God. And the Big Bang Theory or Big Bang or God, to experience everything there was to experience, exploded off into many different shards. And each of us has a piece of God inside of us, a piece of that shard that was sent out. And so this is also why we are sent here without memories of who we are or where we came from, because that knowledge would taint the experience that we came here to have. It is as though the earth is a stage and we are the actors. We have specific roles that we came here to perform. Before we are born here on earth, we are all connected, and in a sense, we are all one. We are all God, or should I say, we are all pieces of the one God. When our bodies die here on earth, we go back to the one source and realize then that we were all connected always. In this concept, many would say that we are God, here to experience and explore the vast universe that we created. Okay, so the second question that I get quite often: why do we not remember that we are a part of God when we are born? See, this kind of goes hand in hand with the first question. There are some people, very few, who actually do remember who they are, but most of us forget before we are old enough to remember. Because most people don't remember, we are taught that God is someone or something separate from us, when in reality, God is us. God, we are part of God. The reason we were sent here with our memories wiped is that if we knew we were God, we may believe that we do not need to experience these simple hardships, difficulties, and pleasures of being human. We would remember that we are creators and that we can heal, manifest, and perform many feats that we would consider miracles. We would possibly choose to bypass the experiences that we have decided are very important for us to understand and learn from. In this, we would never experience the beauty and wonder of being a parent or being a child, experiencing things for the very first time, even experiencing the loss of loved ones and the hardships of just trying to live day to day here in a place where people live by their ego and they are not aware or do not care how they impact others. The next question: are we actually all born heterosexual? And is it a sin to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, queer, asexual, pansexual, or any variation of sexuality other than a man or a woman. That's a mouthful. According to God and the angels, believe it or not, it is a man made idea or concept that all humans must be heterosexual. Surprised? When God told Adam and Eve to go forth and multiply, people believed that he meant that all people must have children and that all people should live the same kind of lives. But he was only talking to Adam and Eve. God sent us here to experience many different scenarios and concepts. For this reason, God made people to have different preferences and perspectives. Without differences and diversities, we would all be clones of each other, and it would be impossible for us to learn from one another. Honestly, we are who we're supposed to be, and that's all there is to it. I believe that everyone who comes here is born bisexual, and we are shaped and formed by the perspectives and perceptions of ourselves and others around us. So, if you were born to a family who was able to convince you that you had to be with the opposite sex, then of course you would probably lean that way. But more and more people are realizing that they're attracted to both sexes. So the angels are telling me, or have told me, that, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold again, that we're born bisexual and that God is not upset. We're supposed to be exactly the way we are. So it's all good. Just as in having different races and colors, and it would be, oops, just as in having different races and colors of skin teaches us valuable lessons, diversity in other areas is also very important. When all is said and done, and we leave our bodies and return back to the source or God, we are all one. We are all the same. So when we realize that we were only judging ourselves in different situations, we know that all differences and variations are only there for our learning pleasure. So the next time you see someone be something different than yourself, take the opportunity to appreciate the differences and to experience things from various perspectives and love them for who they really are. The next question: are all murderers, narcissists, and people who commit suicide going to hell when they die? Boy, I've heard that since I was a little child, that anyone who commits suicide, that's the last sin that they could ever commit, and they're absolutely going to hell. Well, it's not true. Our souls only go to hell if we choose to create that experience for ourselves. We are manifestors, we are creators, and we can create, we do create what we think and what we feel. So, we if we believe we're going to hell, we're going to hell. If we believe there is no hell and we're going to rejoin with God, no matter what we do, we will be rejoining with God. So, whenever we die, our souls go back to God and reconnect to the love, light, and all knowing That is each and every one of us. Each of us can manifest different scenarios in our lives if we believe that we will be going to hell. See, here we go. Then we will create that scenario and we will go and experience that which we have created. Committing suicide, being a narcissist, or murderer are all just experiences the different souls have come here to learn from. These experiences in religious conscripts are considered the most grievous sins, and therefore it is believed that the predator must suffer the most horrible of punishments. These experiences are no different than working a job, having a child, or putting up a Christmas tree. Some people will say I'm absolutely nuts to compare those simple things to being a narcissist, a murderer, or committing suicide. But to God, to the angels, they're all just experiences. These ideas may sound perfectly ridiculous, especially to someone who has been raised to live by their ego and to judge everything around them as good or bad, when in reality there is no good or bad, there are only experiences. And what actually happens when we die? When we die, our soul is released from our earthly body. Our soul continues to live on, just in a different form. We're actually eternal beings, never ceasing, just moving from one experience to another. Sorry, it's I'm not used to reading, but I had to read this or I would get it all messed up. So I hope it made sense to you. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. And blessings, love, and light to all of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.